small.
Let me see. We can get it together. So, Maja, if you don't sit yourself, hold down, little baby. Let me see. Okay, so first things first. We have our clouds. We know these are our thinking clouds. The last time we met, we talked about each one of these clouds. So the first one we talked about was predict. What did we say predict was? We're not shouting out. What did we say it means to make a prediction, Nazaria? Your eyes should be on Nazaria.
To make a guess.
To make a guess. Does your guess have to make sense, or can it just be about anything that you want it to be?
It has to make sense.
It has to make sense, right? It has to be a logical guess. For example, if we picked up this text and it has railroads on the front and it has what pictures of what on the back? Trains. Would it be a logical prediction to say, oh, I'm going to read about aliens?
No.
It probably wouldn't be a logical guess, because do you see any aliens on the front? No. Do we see any spaceships or anything on the front? No. So when we make a prediction, Zuhaidi, Nazaria says we're doing what? Making a what?
A guess.
Making a guess, and it has to make sense, right, Nehemiah? All right. We said our schema is our what, Samaje?
Something that you already know, like your background knowledge.
It's your background knowledge. It's something that you already know. Zuhaidi, what does schema mean again?
Background knowledge.
Background knowledge, which you already know. So, Nazaria, a question that you might ask yourself before you read is, what do I know about this topic? What do we already know about trains if we were reading about trains?
That it has wheels and it does not stop.
It has wheels and it does it. What do you mean? Does it not? It doesn't stop.
If like,
it's hard for it to stop.
Yeah.
It's hard for it to stop. Do they run on the streets?
No.
They don't go on the streets, right? So our background knowledge, something we already know about trains, is that they run on the tracks and they can't run on the street. They have huge whistles and they make a lot of noise.
Choo choo.
They do. Our last one, before we get into our topic, is question. What did we say were some questions we might ask ourselves as we read? Thank you, Nehemiah. Give me one.
Who?
Who? Give me another one, Nazaria.
What?
What? Give me another one, Zuhaidi. When?
Why?
Why?
Where?
Where?
How?
How? Good job. So we're getting ready to go into the art of painting. I want us to open up or go ahead and turn to the front of your text. Here's one for you, baby. Everybody has one?
Yeah.
So the last time we met, we made a prediction. We said we're probably going to read about what, Zuhaidi? Oh, wow.
Ocean.
Let's make a logical prediction. Look at your text. Flip through your text again. It talks about what? What's the title of your text? Painting. On the inside, what does it have? A lot of what?
Painting. A lot of portraits.
Has a lot of paintings on the back. Who is this, Zuhaidi?
Mona Lisa.
Mona Lisa. What do you know about Mona Lisa? Use your schema.
She somebody painted her.
Somebody painted her. So now let's make a logical prediction again. So now, Zuhaidi, make a logical prediction or a smart prediction. What do you think we're going to read about?
About somebody painting the ocean.
Do you think just the ocean? Do we see oceans in all of it? So maybe somebody doing what?
Painting.
Maybe somebody painting. Nazaria, what do you want to add on?
Different types of artists and art.
Maybe different types of artists and art. Why do you say different types of artists and art?
Because if you flip through it, it's a bunch of art, but it really doesn't talk about the artist. But you know, an artist wrote these.
Wrote or painted?
Painted.
Okay. So even though it doesn't tell us about a lot of artists, or we don't know yet because we haven't read, we do know it has a lot of different paintings, and we know artists made the painting, so we can make a logical inference. We might learn about different types of paintings and artists. Nehemiah?
Paintings that were painted a long time ago.
Maybe paintings that were painted a long time ago. Why do you make that prediction?
Because it looks like it looks kind of old.
Okay, some of the paintings look kind of old, but if we look at some of the captions, look at the dates on the captions. It says 1894, 1665, 1913. A lot of them are a long time ago.
The
You're
Mona
right.
Lisa was
What
back
happened a long time
in
ago?
The Mona Lisa was a long time ago. So a logical 1503. So a logical prediction was that we're going to read about artists from a long time ago.
They took that picture before she died, probably.
They painted it before she died. Maybe that could be a good inference or prediction. But now we're getting ready to look at our text. So the first thing we want to look at is the title of our text. Our title says The Art of Painting. We already know we're going to read about painting because all our pictures say something about, show something about painting and artists. Our title says something about painting. We've already made that prediction. We're going to look at our introduction. Every single time we read, we have to look at or read every single word that is on the text. The author or the writer put those words there to help us better understand the text. He is not going to put words there just because he wants to decorate the page or he likes to write letters because he's bored with his life. He wrote this to give us an introduction or a short snippet of what we will be reading about. So I want you to read out loud for me, Samaje.
This?
Mm-hmm.
People have been painting for thousands of years.
Stop. How long have people been painting?
Thousands of
For
years.
thousands of years. Keep going, Samaje.
The first painters used colored rocks and crushed plants to paint pictures of animals on cave walls. Ever since then, painters have used their art to tell stories. You are about to take a look at some very interesting paintings and find out what stories they have to tell.
So, think about the prediction we made at the beginning. We said we're going to read about what? Paintings. The author, in his introduction, stated that we're going to read about some interesting what?
Paintings.
So, was our prediction logical? Did it make sense?
Yes.
It was logical. It did make sense. So, we can go ahead and say, hey, our prediction was right. I'm awesome. I'm smart. I know. So now, look at our heading. Our heading says, what is perspective? Now, something about headings. I'm going to tell you this secret, right? I told Brandon in the group, and after I told Brandon's group, they were like, Miss Morgan, I got this. They were answering so many questions. I was like, oh my God, y'all are like fifth graders. They were on it. I was shocked by how much they could tell me after they just read. They were awesome. So, y'all want to know the secret?
Yeah.
I love secrets.
Me too.
You can't tell nobody else right now.
Yeah, and
Pinky
Okay.
promise.
Okay, we
Pinky
gonna
promise.
There you go. We're not going to tell nobody else right now. We'll tell it later, okay? So your headings, when you see these headings, they're kind of like a clue. They should guide your thinking. They should kind of tell you what you should be thinking about as you read. So if this one says, what is perspective? I know I'm going to read about what? Perspective. Everything in this section is going to talk about perspective. So some questions, because remember, we're talking about asking questions. Some questions we might ask ourselves as we read is, what is perspective? Maybe, how do artists use perspective? Why do they use perspective? When do you use perspective? Who uses perspective? So those are all those who, what, where, when, how questions that come into play again. So we're going to read what is perspective, and we're going to stop and we're going to talk about it. I want you guys to read the first paragraph only. As you read the first paragraph only, yes, the first paragraph starts here. Remember, at the indent, and it ends right here at this very last period. We're going to read this first paragraph only, and we're going to think to ourselves, what is perspective? Why does the author use perspective? When does he use perspective? How does he use perspective? When you're finished, give me a thumbs up. Ready? So now, Miss Morgan is going to read out loud, right? And as I read out loud, I want you to listen to my thoughts, and we're going to see if you guys can do this in just a moment. I need you to track with me. You're going to read along with me, so that means you're tracking the words. You can use your pencil or your finger, either way. Or if you can track with your eyes already and you're just that awesome, go ahead and track with your eyes. Okay.
Don't need that pencil.
So what is perspective? So in my thoughts, I should automatically start thinking about what is what? Perspective. That means the author's going to teach me about perspective. So perspective is a trick that artists use to make their paintings look real. Perspective is what?
A trick that artists use
to make their
Okay, go ahead.
is a trick that painters use to make their art look real.
It's a trick that painters use to make their art look real. So now, The next thing I want to ask myself maybe is, how do they use this? Or we already know why they use it, because they want to what?
Paint.
What?
Make the thing real.
They want, okay, thank you, Zuhaiti. Give me some information from the text. They want the paintings to look real. So we know why they use it. We know what perspective is. Maybe we want to figure out how they use it. So let's keep reading on and see if we can figure out how they use it.
Okay.
One way that artists do this is by painting things that are far away, very small, and things that are up close, much larger. Oh my God, did they just tell us how?
Yes.
How? I want you two to talk and tell me how. You two to talk and tell me how. How do they use perspective?
They use perspectives.
But you talk to him first, and then we're going to come back around and share.
You gotta go back to the text.
Thank you, Samaje, for going back to the text. According to the text, Samaje. I would love if you say according to the text.
According to the text.
Thank you. That sounds like you're in 4th or 5th grade right there. That's how 4th and 5th graders talk, according to the text, or the text states.
What? What?
Okay, well, you want to sound like, states, because can this paper talk? So it doesn't say anything, so it states it.
You gotta make it talk.
Paper just be
No, ma'am,
plain.
Nazaria. All right, go ahead and talk.
Okay.
One way they use it. You got it, Nehemiah Zuhaiti?
They use it. They use it for.
My question again, Zuhaiti, is how do they use it? So tell me, how do they use perspective? And I want you to give me a detail from the text, just like I gave you a detail from the text.
Real.
Yeah. Like when you look. Oh, they use it.
If it's
When you
far away
go back
like
to
that,
things larger. It looks small, but when you go back,
it actually looks
These
larger.
giant
Like,
things
you see
look
that
real.
you never saw that.
Yeah.
We ready?
Almost.
Okay.
Don't you see that part? If they use to draw like that, like if you was to draw like a real paint artist, like a real
artist
like a
uses
real artist, we
things
will make
makes
that
more
look much bigger like that.
But when you look back from it like that, it looks
It's
so
small.
small. But when you
But
look
if
like
you-
for it, it's like huge.
All right, so let's come back.
Use perspective.
I want to-
see the way.
I think I want to hear
What we were talking about.
exactly.
Yeah.
Nehemiah. You ready to share?
I'm not ready.
Not ready? You need some help from one of these girls over here?
I'm surrounded.
I know you're surrounded by girls. I don't know what happened to Galen today. It'll be all right. Come on, Zuhaiti, help us out. So my question again was, how do artists use perspective to make their paintings look real? And I want you to give me details from the text. Details are nothing more than sentences from the text. Our eyes should be on Zuhaiti. You're not going to talk over her, and it's already going away.
That are really far away, and when you look up close, they're much larger.
Okay, but I want you to read the sentence from the text that helps us. Give me information. Give me proof. I don't know what that means, Zuhaiti. You could just be telling me stuff.
One way the artists do this is by painting things that are far away, very small, and things that are up close, much larger.
Awesome job. So one way, or how they do this, is by painting things that are super far away. They paint them very small or very big. Go back to the text. If it's far away, they paint it very what?
Larger.
Like
They paint it very what, Nehemiah?
larger, small.
They paint it small. When it's super close, that means they're painting it very what?
Big.
They're painting it very big. So now, let's look at paragraph number 2.
Okay.
As we read, we're going to continue to think about how perspective is used. Go.
How is perspective?
No, not out loud, baby.